All right, the most important classes here are the deposit, withdraw, and we must connect this with the account. So this account must have a relation with the withdraw or the deposit, because we need to know which account was deposited and which one was withdrawn. Without further ado, let us get started. So let me just go to the admin section. I didn't create a bank. Branch, next bank. All right, let's see the branches. Nairobi. Right, that looks good. Let us just try again. Supposed to be create count. All right, let's just copy the JSON again. We just post. Then there you go. We have an account that has been created. Now the next thing is to create an endpoint that will deal with depositing. All right, so what will happen here is we only need an account ID, or not there. We only need the amount and then the account ID. We could have just changed this to decimal field, because normally when we deal with money, we just use decimal fields. All right, do we have a serializer for withdrawing? Deposit serializer, right? We have the withdraw serializer. All right, let's implement this. It's so easy to create that endpoint class. So this will be deposit API view. That will be create API view. Do we have it in? Let's see if it's already there. It's not imported, but we could still use this list create so that we have this endpoint. We can use it to create and also list all the deposits. We might, that listing might have some use in the future. Query set then equals to deposit objects.all. Then serializer class, that will be deposit serializer. Then we go to the URLs, and then we just create an endpoint here, URL deposits, and then it's gonna have a / and let's import the view, deposit API view, deposit API view dot as view name deposits. Then we do the same. We create another view for withdrawing, class withdraw API view. Just do the same thing, query set, then withdraw objects.all. then serializer class, withdraw serializer. That's what we have in our serializers. Yeah, that's what we have. Then we go back to the URLs. URL r, then withdrawals. Let's import the withdrawal API view. It's called withdraw API view. Withdraw API view. Sorry guys, sorry. Withdraw API view dot as view. Yep. Then we're done. Then it's up to us to now test this. Basically, what we require from the payload that is required is for depositing looks like this. Create a new, let me just document it. Let me just document this. Create a new deposit. And then just put the JSON here. What we need is count. This should be an ID because it's a foreign key. Then amount. You can just put any amount. Guys, this is just a simplified. This example I was giving you is just a simplified way we can create just a banking API, because there's a lot of things that you can add on this banking API, like currency, the currency type, you know, something like that, and a lot of things. Then we do the same. Let's just document this. All right, create a new withdraw account amount. That's what we have there. Then we just go to the endpoint deposits. All right, now we have this. What serializer am I using? Let me just confirm. This should not show up like that. Deposit serializer. Let me just check it out. Let's go to the serializer file. Deposit serializer, model serializer, deposit. Okay. And then amount, account. So now let's do a deposit on this savings account. Let's say an amount of 500. So this drop down are different accounts. When you're using this API, it's not gonna work like this, but it's just an example I'm showing you, because what will happen here is when somebody logs in and withdraws some money or deposits, this is recorded. This happens behind the scenes. It doesn't happen like directly like this, like a client just comes here and does a deposit to any account. This is just a backend thing that we are implementing. This interface just helps us to simulate the way the deposit is working. Okay, so let's just do a post. We have a deposit of 500 on that account. Let us add another one, 500. You have another deposit of 500, and then if you try to do a get request, we have a list of deposits. In the future, we're going to do some changes. we're going to change this amount type to be decimal because we have it as float field. This should not have been done that way. I was in a rush, so I was just showing you how to just implement a simplified API so that you yourself can come up with other ideas to do so. Okay, let's go to withdrawals. It's the same thing. I want to withdraw an amount of 500 from this account, and then I withdraw another amount of 500. Oh, how much was that? Oh, it's okay if it's 482. All right, now let's do a get requests. We have 2 withdrawals which have been done. Now, one important thing that we need to consider here is we need to have a way to accommodate the user should not withdraw 0 amount. All right, we need to have conditions like that. And also, if the account balance is depleted, we need to also account the account balance. Now, let us look at the models. So we need to add another field here, balance, or we can just have a function, a property function at property that we can say this is a balance, the balance, and then what do we do now? We need to check the total withdrawals and the total deposits so that we get the balance. Deposits equals we can do a query here, deposit dot objects. All right, objects dot filter. We need to filter by the account ID. So that's account. Then we do self dot ID so that we get all the total deposits, and then we do the same with withdrawals. Objects.filter account, self.id. Then we need to get us the sum of this, of the deposits, and the sum of the withdrawals. So what we're going to do is just have this. So amount for deposit dot amount for deposit. Okay, for deposit in deposit dot amount, and then we do the sum. There are various ways we could have implemented this, but we are going in this direction. Something is wrong. No. withdrawal.amount for, let me just copy this. Right, then we do the summation. We need to subtract deposits and withdrawals to get the balance. Then we return total. Then we need to add this property, this balance value in the serializers. So let me just copy all this. And then we create a different serializer here. Class balance. All right, let me check. Let me just call it account detail. Account detail serializer. Serializers dot model serializer. Then we have declare the balance value. Then we have serializers dot, let me just put it in decimal. And then class meta model count fields. I'm going to include all the fields here, so we can have a list or a tuple. Therefore, we need the client and the bank. Then the balance. Let's see if we have missed out anything else. Account type, open date account type bank. This looks good. We need to create a different endpoint to get the account detail. So let's create one. Then we're going to use detail view. This is a retrieve API view. We're going to use retrieve API view just to get one single thing. Then query set So this is just the same thing as like this one. Just the same way, just do the same. Count objects dot all, then serializer class, account detail serializer. Then let's go back to the URLs, import this. Then we can just use something like this. You're getting one single account. Then we're done. Now let's see if things are working as expected. Let's go to the account endpoint and then we put an ID of 1. What happened? Something is wrong. Type error, decimal field missing 2 required positional argument, marks, digits, decimal places. All right, let's correct that. Okay, here we are. Marks, digits, let's put 12. And then another thing was decimal places too. Decimal places too. Let's run it again. All right, let's look at this. The balance is 18. Let's look at the, yeah, that's correct. Deposits. We have, this is 1,000. All these deposits are for this account ID 1, which is 1,000. The total. Let's go to the withdrawals. 982. That's it, guys. We have implemented withdrawing, depositing, and we have also created another endpoint that is responsible of showing us the account details, and then we also see the balance of that account. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and also see you in the next video.